welcome back to our next class. Today I would like to explain some definitions based on the definitions theorems. See here definition. Let x and y are normal spaces, both real or complex. So here let x and y are normal spaces, both real or complex. Here we are taking one set. That set is denoted with b of x comma y. So let capital B of x comma y is a set of all bounded linear operators. So it contains which ones? Set of all bounded linear operators. Okay. Then define T1 plus T2 in B of x comma y. Define operators T1 plus T2 in B of x comma y as their linear operators from which set to which set? From x into y. Then here we are defining addition of the operators T1 plus T2 in B of x comma y is in the next line T1 plus T2 of x is equal to T1x plus T2x and alpha Tx is equal to alpha into Tx. So once these addition of the operators are defined like this, then the set B of x comma y is a vector space. So not only this is a set, operators are defined like this. This set is called x comma y is B of x comma y is a vector space. See the definition. Let x and y are normal spaces, both real and complex. Let B of x comma y is a set of all linear operators from x into y. Then define the T1 plus T2 in B of x comma y as T1 plus T2 of x is equal to T1x plus T2x and alpha Tx is equal to alpha into Tx. Then this B of x comma y is a vector space. Next theorems is based on this definition only. Okay. See our first theorem. The vector space B of x comma y. From the definition we know that this is a vector space. So that the vector space B of x comma y of a bounded linear operators from x to y. What are the space? From normal space x to normal space y is itself a normal space. We will say B of x comma y is a normal space defined by norm t is equal to supremum of norm tx by norm x where x non-zero. Otherwise supremum of norm tx where norm x is equal to 1. Itself is a normal space. We will say we have to show that this vector space is a normal space. Normal space properties are norm of the variable is greater than or equal to 0. Norm of the variable is equal to 0 if and if only if x variable is equal to 0. Third one is alpha into variable is equal to modulus of alpha into variable is equal to alpha into modulus of the variable. Last one is norm of x1 plus x2 is less than or equal to norm of x1 plus norm of x2. So here instead of the x1 x2, so B of x comma y having all the operators, so that here we are taking in place of x variable t. Okay. See the proof. We know that P of x comma y is set of all bounded linear operators. It contains all the operators only. Bounded linear operators from normal space x to normal space y. Okay. Now what we have to show that given that norm t is equal to supremum of norm tx by norm x, where x belongs to x and norm x non-zero, is equal to supremum of norm tx, where x belongs to the domain set capital X, and norm x is equal to 1. Denominator not specified, at that time we have to write norm x is equal to 1. Now what we have to show that B of x comma y is a normal space. B of x comma y is a normal space. For this our first property, since norm of any variable is always greater than or equal to 0, and here also same thing, which is also greater than or equal to 0, then x is non-zero. From this we have to write norm tx by norm x value. This one is also greater than or equal to 0. Now taking the supremum on both sides, supremum of norm tx by norm x, where x belongs to capital X, where x non-zero, which is also greater than or equal to 0. So this one gives norm t, so that norm t is greater than or equal to 0. This is the normal linear space conditions, first property. Okay, so here we are taking norm of any variable is 0. First we are taking tx, next here x. So if you are observing norm t is value is norm tx by x, so that's why we are taking. Now we want to supremum also, so supremum taking on both sides. In the RHS no x nothing, so no use with supremum. Entire LHS is nothing but the definition of norm t, so norm t is greater than or equal to 0. Similarly, we have to show that our normal linear space second property. What is the second property? We have to take norm t is equal to 0 if and only if t is equal to 0. For this purpose, see the second property, norm t is equal to 0 if and only if. So write norm definition, norm t definition. What is the norm t definition? Supremum of norm tx by norm x is equal to 0. In the next step, eliminate the supremum on the right. So norm tx by norm x is equal to 0. Now we are doing cross multiplication, then our x line becomes norm tx is equal to 0 for all x belongs to capital X. That implies eliminating the norm on the right. So eliminating the norm here, then tx is equal to 0. So if and only if tx is equal to 0 for all x belongs to x, if and only if t is equal to 0. This is therefore norm t is equal to 0 if and only if t is equal to 0. This is our normal space second condition. Okay. Similarly, we have to show the third property of norm. What is the third property of norm? norm of alpha t is equal to mod alpha into norm t. So for this we are taking one scalar. See the third property of norm. For any scalar alpha, comma t belongs to the set B of x comma y, then norm alpha t is equal to apply the definition supremum of norm tx by norm x, where x belongs to capital X and x non-zero. Supremum of here alpha is there, so that alpha tx. Okay. Now it can be written as supremum of, using the next another definition of norm alpha tx, where x belongs to capital X and norm x is equal to 1. Norm of alpha t, we already know modulus of alpha into norm x. So modulus alpha into supremum of norm tx by norm tx, where x belongs to capital X and norm x is equal to 1. So modulus of alpha into this entire thing is norm t. So norm of alpha t is equal to mod alpha into norm t. So this is nothing but normed space, third property. Next we have to show the fourth property of norm. Okay. For this we want two operators P1 and T2. Okay. Fourth property of norm space, for any T1 comma T2 belongs to B of x comma y. Now we have to calculate norm T1 plus T2 value. We have norm T1 plus T2 is equal to, here we have to apply the norm definition, that is we are using the second one, norm supremum of norm variable is here T1 plus T2, so T1 plus T2x, where x belongs to capital X and norm x is equal to 1. So we already know norm of T1 plus T2 value. Before going to write the formula, here we have to multiply with x and write separately T1x plus T2x, where x belongs to capital X and norm x is equal to 1. Okay. Now here we have to apply norm of a plus b formula, which is less than or equal to supremum of x belongs to x and norm x is equal to 1, less than or equal to norm a plus norm T1x plus norm T2x. Now we have to write the supremum separately. Then LHS is T1 plus T2 is less than or equal to supremum of norm T1x, where x belongs to capital X and norm x is equal to 1, plus supremum of norm T2x, where x belongs to capital X and norm x is equal to 1. So here norm T1 plus T2 is less than or equal to, this entire thing is nothing but the definition of norm T1 plus norm T2. So norm T1 plus T2 x comma y is a normal space. Hence true. Okay, see our next theorem. If y is a Banach space, then b of x comma y is a Banach space. See the proof. If y is a Banach space, y is a Banach space. So what we have to show? To show that b of x comma y is a Banach space. Banach space means a complete normal space. We already know from the previous theorem b of x comma y is a normal space. So here no need to show the conditions once again. Simply we can write we have b of x comma y is a Banach space, is a normal space. So in the exams, if it comes for long answer Banach space, at that time you have to write normal space theorem proof, mean to say previous theorem proof, and this theorem proof also. Banach space mean to say complete normal space. So in these two conditions, normal space we already shown in the previous theorem. Now we have to show that only the completeness property. Clear? So for 12 marks, for suppose this question will comes, at that time you have to write both theorem proofs. Okay? Now what is our aim? To show that b of x comma y is complete. Then finally complete normal space gives Banach space. Okay? So completeness means to say every Cauchy sequence is convergent. So for this, to show that every Cauchy sequence in b of x comma y is convergent in y. Okay, but this is the sixth part only for your understanding purposes. No need to write in the exams. Clear? Right. So every Cauchy sequence in b of x comma y is convergent in y. So first we are taking Cauchy sequence. That sequence is let t n, t suffix n, let t n is a Cauchy sequence in b of x comma y. So why we are taking t? Generally we are taking x's. b of x comma y having all the bounded linear operators. Operators is denoted with t's generally. So in this units, that's why we are taking Tn is a Cauchy sequence in b of x comma y. Now immediately we have to apply the Cauchy sequence definition. So our next line is, then for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a natural number capital N greater than 0 such that modulus of Tn minus Tm tends to 0 as m comma n is greater than or equal to capital N. This is the Cauchy sequence definition. So line Tn is a Cauchy sequence. Immediately we have to apply the definition. Then for each epsilon greater than 0, there exists a natural number capital N greater than 0 such that norm Tn minus Tm is tends to, sorry, not tends to here, less than epsilon. Almost both are same, but here less than epsilon as n comma n is greater than or equal to capital N. Right now, see our next line, that is norm Tn minus Tm tends to 0 as n comma n tends to infinity. Okay. Now same thing we have to write at variable x. So next line is now for all x belongs to capital X, comma m comma n greater than or equal to capital N, comma here we have to calculate norm Tnx minus Tmx value. Now it can be written norm Tn minus Tm of x. Okay. Now norm A into B is less than or equal to norm A into norm B. Okay. Now here we have to substitute norm Tn minus Tm value. Okay. What is the norm Tn minus Tm value? Tends to 0 as m comma n tends to infinity. So here norm Tnx minus Tmx tends to 0 as m comma n tends to infinity. Nothing but two sequences is less than or equal to certain constant, then what is called Cauchy sequence. So here that is Tnx. Therefore Tnx is a Cauchy sequence in Y. Because x belongs to the domain set, then operator into x is the image of the elements, so that the images are is in the codomain. Here codomain is the Y, so that Tnx is a Cauchy sequence in the Y. So what is the Y? From this statement, Y is complete. So according to the definition of completeness, every Cauchy sequence is convergent in Y. So since Y is complete, comma, this Tnx is converges in Y, will say small y belongs to capital Y. Tnx is converges in Y, converges to small y in capital Y. So we are taking that element small y. Okay. Now it can be written as a symbolic form. Limit Txn is equal to small y. Okay. Our next line is, that is limit Tnx is equal to small y. This is the symbolic representation of convergence. Now the next line is, the limit y depends on the choice of small x belongs to capital X. The limit y depends on the choice of small x belongs to capital X. Okay. See here the limit y depends on the choice of the x. Mean you say this y is equal to, we have to take px because here d of x comma y having all the bounded linear operators. That's why this y is only variable. It can be taken as px. So see our next line. This defines an operator t from x to y where tx is equal to y, that y is equal to limit tlx. Mean to say y value is tx. Now what we have to show, this t is bounded linear. So see the next line to show that t is a bounded linear. For this, first linear properties. So to show that t is linear, for this one, for any x comma y belongs to the x, then x plus y belongs to the capital X. Now for fixed x plus y, Tn of x plus y is a Cauchy sequence in y converges to t of x plus y. Now t of x plus y is equal to limit of Tn. Write it first write multiply with Tn and write separately. Next line is write the limit separately to every term. Limit Tnx plus limit Tny. Limit of this entire thing is the Tx, this entire thing is the Ty. T of x plus y is equal to T of x plus T of y. Next we have to calculate T of alpha x. T of alpha x is equal to, what is the T definition? Limit of Tn. So that the limit of Tn of alpha x tends to infinity. Now it can be written as, alpha into limit n tends to infinity Tnx, okay, alpha into limit Tnx value is nothing but Tx, so that T of alpha x is equal to alpha into Tx. So these two properties gives T is linear. So out of the two conditions, linear and boundedness, we show the first one, T is linear. Next we'll show T is bounded. Okay. So now here we have to show that the second one, T is bounded. For this, as the Tn is a Cauchy sequence, we have to apply the definition, that is norm Tn minus Tm less than epsilon for all m comma n is greater than or equal to n, where capital N is also greater than 0. See our next line. Also norm Tmx minus Tmx, this norm Tmx minus Tmx as write like this. See, this is part for your understanding purpose only. It can be written as norm Tn minus Tm of x. Okay. Now norm A into T is directly less than or equal to norm A into norm B. So norm Tnx minus Tmx is less than or equal to norm Tn minus Tm into norm x. Now from the above line, Tn minus Tm is less than epsilon. So that substitute that value here, which is less than epsilon into norm x for all m comma n greater than or equal to n. And as n tends to infinity, Tmx tends to Tx. Now let m tends to infinity in the above inequality, mean to say in this line we are substituting the value. So Tnx minus Tmx value as n tends to infinity Tx substitute, which is less than epsilon into norm x. Now the LHS can be written as norm of Tn minus T into x, which is less than epsilon into norm x for all n greater than or equal to n. both sides variable is cancelled. Then norm Tn minus T is less than the certain constant. Then operator is bounded. So that here Tn minus T is bounded. Since Tn is bounded, Tn minus T is bounded. Then T is also bounded. T already linear operator, now T bounded. So that all bounded linear operators in B of x comma y. So that this T belongs to B of x comma y. So now this we took in the starting Tnx is a Cauchy sequence that is converges to y. Y is nothing but Tx, mean to say Tnx is converges to Tx. So every Cauchy sequence is convergent, then space is called complete. This Tnx is in the B of x comma y. So that B of x comma y is a Banach space. See our last line for conclusion. What is the last line here? Hence, every Cauchy sequence Tnx in B of x comma y is convergent to y, that is equal to Tx. This one is also in B of x comma y. Every Cauchy sequence is convergent, then space is called complete. So that is B of x comma y is complete. So already we know that B of x comma y is a normal space. Now we shown B of x comma y is complete. So we know that every complete normal space is Banach space. So finally, hence B of x comma y is a Banach space. So now if you will get this theorem for 12 marks, you can write normal space theorem proof and this theorem proof. Both theorem proofs also. Normal space means to say today's class first theorem and this second theorem together gives Banach space completeness proof. Okay. So in the exams, show that B of x comma y is a Banach space means. So B of x comma y is a Banach space mean to say you can show that B of x comma y is a normal space theorem and this completeness theorem. Two theorems proofs you have to write in the exams. Very important theorem for long answer 12 marks question. Okay, hence proved.